Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs and is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chiefs and the Pats coming up next.
It's a site that has seen more than its fair share of great playoff memories the last few decades, and more could be in store as we've got playoff football again at sold-out Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New England Patriots. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, here's Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
So here are the Patriots now in excellent field position to start things out. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Operating from the gun, McNeil. He finds his man, complete. It's Little. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Back to throw. McNeil. This is caught. Touchdown! A 24-yard touchdown. And the Patriots are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? A little on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoff. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. 75 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Jake Moody now for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Patriots. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Ryland on for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
This now a 3rd and 4. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. To throw on second down, McNeil. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30.
Well, my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things.
Touchdown, Patriots. A great effort there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Patriots go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Now Ryland for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Herbert. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started. The way that they're going about doing things right now, they've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Patriots continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past over through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
He's already got 1 touchdown this first half already. That very nearly was a second. Defensively, they're going to have to figure something out because he's been able to outrun the defenders early and often so far.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Herbert now. And that's incomplete. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Jake Moody now on for the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Pushing his way through. Up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Patriots.
Again, Albert, partner, I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. Ryland on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Now it's Herbert. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And this one is no good. He missed it, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Holding. Offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Herbert. He finds his man, complete. It's Fox. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Herbert operating from the red zone. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. From 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
And he's loose again. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Such an electric play. So much fun to watch. And you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get the momentum going again.
And they're going to get short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Throwing on first down. McNeil. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown, Patriots. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Pats are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Ryland on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Banks. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Herbert on first down now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Banks. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Herbert throwing again. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Pats are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
On 1st and 10, McNeil, and that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Just before halftime, 31 yards. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 1st down, McNeil. Oh, that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This fourth and final matchup on this Divisional Round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the score line. 35-24, the final score. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Patriots going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They run here with Hood. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. On the carry, it's Hood. And he's going to have the Patriots first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
36 yards on the play.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not.
Touchdown! 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Chiefs 17.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. On first down, Justin Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Back to throw here, Herbert. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A big play there for KC, 47 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To the air again, Herbert. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Miller. He's got room to roam. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to at least get one score back. Moody good with the extra point. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. New England trying to get to place on offense. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McNeil. And this is going to be intercepted. How about this? Racing to the end zone. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The extra point try now for Moody. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And they'll accept that penalty. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Patriots. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Throwing after the interception. McNeil escaping the pressure right. And he can't find. And he's brought down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Let's go.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. McNeil. Going down the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on first down. McNeil. Down, a Chiefs sack. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McNeil. That is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing on 3rd and long. McNeil. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st and 10, McNeil. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's good for 28 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. This is Hood on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown from 4 yards out. And the Patriots are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Now Ryland for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, Herbert. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. New England on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. It's complete. It's Miller. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Herbert back to the air. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit. Moody good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And this taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So the Patriots coming out now. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
They run again with Hood. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Now Hood. And he's going to have the Patriots first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. They'll keep it on the ground. Hood. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Now a give right side. Hood. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Now a handoff up the middle. Hood. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Hood. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right play.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready, because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.